It finally happened. Elon Musk, billionaire innovator, tech mogul, and one of the most influential voices in modern business, is now going head-to-head with Donald Trump. Not over Twitter, not over politics, but over something that could shake global markets, damage American industry, and threaten Tesla's future. Tariffs.
We're making a fortune with tariffs, $2 billion a day.
In one corner, you have Trump, reviving his aggressive America First trade strategy. In the other, you have Musk, a champion of open markets, global supply chains, and economic freedom. And at the center of it all, billions of dollars in risk, a collapsing stock price, and a growing rift between business and politics.
And we're doing things that nobody's ever even thought about.
This isn't just a trade dispute. It's a full-blown power clash that could change the future of Tesla and global trade itself. For years, Elon Musk and Donald Trump have shared a complicated, sometimes strategic relationship. Back in 2016, Musk was hesitant about Trump's presidency.
Elon said, Trump is evil.
But by 2017, he had joined Trump's advisory councils on manufacturing and infrastructure. The two men aligned on issues like deregulation, space exploration, and pushing back against bureaucracy. But they never saw eye to eye on trade. Musk has always identified with libertarian economics, heavily influenced by thinkers like Milton Friedman. He believes in open markets, innovation through competition, and minimal government interference. Trump, on the other hand, rose to power by attacking globalization. His America First doctrine saw free trade as a threat to US workers. In his eyes, tariffs were not just economic tools, they were leverage. The tension between those ideologies simmered for years, but it was the April 2025 tariffs that brought everything to a boil.
Starting tomorrow, the United States will implement reciprocal tariffs.
Under Trump's new plan, the US would impose reciprocal tariffs, meaning if China or the EU had a 25% tariff on American goods, the US would match it. Trump's base loved it. It sounded fair, tough, and nationalistic. But for multinational companies like Tesla, which rely on complex international supply chains, it was a nightmare. Especially for Musk, who runs a company that builds cars in China, sells them in Europe, and sources parts from around the globe. On April 2nd, 2025, Donald Trump escalated what many are now calling Trade War 2.0. His announcement, a sweeping package of reciprocal tariffs, targeting foreign imports from countries he believes have been taking advantage of the United States. One of the biggest changes? A 25% tariff on all imported vehicles. That includes not just Chinese EVs, but also cars from Europe, Japan, and even parts used by American automakers like Tesla. Trump called it a matter of fairness, a way to level the playing field. But within 24 hours, the global markets responded. The Dow dropped, tech stocks dipped, Tesla shares plunged over 11% in just 5 days. Why such a sharp reaction? Because tariffs like these don't just punish foreign companies. They also raise the cost of doing business for American companies that depend on global supply chains. And Tesla is near the top of that list. Around 25% of Tesla's Model Y components are sourced from outside the US, according to filings. That means higher costs, longer lead times, and thinner profit margins, especially at a time when Tesla's facing growing competition and falling global demand. Meanwhile, Trump and his advisors, especially Peter Navarro, the architect of the original trade war, doubled down. Navarro dismissed the backlash from companies like Tesla and warned of even more aggressive tariffs to come. But to someone like Musk, who built his empire on global integration and open markets, this wasn't just bad policy. Elon Musk isn't one to sit quietly. Just days after Trump's tariff announcement, Musk began pushing back, both behind closed doors and in public view. According to the Washington Post, Musk made a personal appeal to Trump, urging him to reconsider the sweeping tariffs. But the conversation didn't change the outcome. Trump held firm. That same weekend, Musk posted a video of Milton Friedman, the Nobel Prize-winning economist, passionately defending free trade. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a statement from Musk to the world about where he stood.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally in my view, to a zero-tariff situation.
Then came the war of words. Peter Navarro, Trump's longtime trade advisor and one of the most vocal champions of tariffs, criticized Musk directly. In response, Musk publicly argued that Tesla competes without protectionism. He pointed out that in China, where Tesla doesn't receive special subsidies or tariffs, it still holds strong market share. In his own words, Tesla competes quite well in the market in China with no tariffs and no deferential support. In general, I'm in favor of no tariffs. For Musk, the issue wasn't ideology, it was survival. Tariffs would raise Tesla's cost in the US, stir political backlash in China, and potentially unravel the very business model that made Tesla a global giant. And now, the world's richest man was no longer just reacting to trade policy. He was at war with it. To understand why these tariffs are so dangerous for Tesla, we need to look beyond Washington and turn our focus to China. Because while most American car companies treat China as just another export market, for Tesla, it's much more than that. China is Tesla's second largest market after the United States. In 2023 alone, nearly a quarter of all Tesla vehicles sold worldwide were sold in China. But it's not just about sales. China is also home to Tesla's largest and most productive manufacturing facility, the Shanghai Gigafactory. That single factory accounts for more than half of Tesla's global production capacity. It builds vehicles not only for Chinese consumers, but also for Europe, Southeast Asia, and other regions. In other words, if China goes cold on Tesla, the entire company feels it. And here's where things get dangerous. With Trump escalating tariffs and China promising to retaliate, Tesla is now sitting in the middle of a geopolitical standoff. Earlier this week, China's Commerce Ministry released a rare public statement saying the country would, quote, fight to the end against what it described as unjust US trade measures. While the statement didn't name specific companies, analysts agree that US firms operating in China, like Tesla, are now prime targets. Beijing doesn't have to ban Tesla outright. All it needs to do is make life harder. That could mean delaying permits, tightening safety inspections, imposing stricter data requirements, or worse, using the state-run media to turn public opinion against Musk's brand. We've already seen signs of this. Chinese nationalism has been rising for years, and when tensions flare with the West, consumer boycotts aren't uncommon. Just like the Buy Canadian movement during a past trade dispute, Chinese consumers are now leaning into a patriotic trend: buy Chinese. And Tesla's rivals in China? They're thriving. Brands like BYD, NIO, and XPeng aren't just competing, they're dominating. In fact, BYD overtook Tesla in late 2023 to become the world's largest EV maker by volume. These companies are backed by strong government support, have cheaper production costs, and, most importantly, they're seen as national champions. So, when tariffs heat up and Musk becomes publicly linked to an aggressive US administration, it only gives Chinese consumers another reason to look elsewhere. Tesla was already on shaky ground in China, facing slowing sales and a crowded market. But now, with rising brand toxicity, political fallout, and national loyalty driving consumer behavior, Tesla's position is more precarious than ever. And that creates a ripple effect, because when your second largest market turns hostile, your entire global strategy starts to collapse. This fight between Musk and Trump isn't just about tariffs. It's about two radically different visions for America's future. On one side, you have Donald Trump, a populist politician who sees trade as a battlefield. To him, tariffs are leverage, a tool to punish rivals, protect US industry, and signal strength to voters who feel left behind by globalization. On the other side, you have Elon Musk, a businessman who built his empire on global integration, foreign markets, and the free flow of parts, labor, and capital. His vision depends on open economies, not closed borders, on cooperation, not confrontation. And that's the heart of the conflict. Trump's protectionist policies might score political points at home, but they risk damaging the very companies that drive American innovation abroad. Tesla isn't just a car company, it's the symbol of modern American industry. A company that pushed EVs into the mainstream and built an international presence faster than any automaker in history. But with new tariffs raising costs, China threatening retaliation, and stock prices sinking, Musk is now facing a reality where politics could undo years of progress. And investors are paying attention. Tesla shares are down more than 38% this year. Musk's net worth has fallen below $300 billion, a number that reflects not just market volatility, but the deep uncertainty around Tesla's global future. In trying to protect America's economy, Trump may be pushing one of its most valuable companies toward crisis. Elon Musk may be the richest man in the world, but even he can't outmaneuver global politics. What started as a disagreement over tariffs has turned into a high-stakes showdown, one that could reshape not just Tesla, but the future of global trade. With Trump pushing economic nationalism and Musk fighting for free markets, the world's most valuable car company is now caught in the middle of a battle that's no longer just about business. It's about the identity of American power in a world that's changing fast. What do you think? Is Musk right to challenge Trump on tariffs? Or are tariffs a necessary move to protect American industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more deep dives like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.